the end of Boris's time was quite extraordinary the way it unfolded, and doesn't mean it couldn't happen in a similar way to Keir Starmer.
No, it could happen very similarly, very swiftly. I mean, the short answer is it feels claustrophobic. You literally feel locked in, almost sort of struggling to breathe. And what you need in any situation in life where there's a sort of crisis is to clear the air so that you can think straight. So you talk to anyone who works for an emergency service. You know, I'm with the RNLI, but I've talked to the people who are a lot more experienced than me, or talk to an ambulance driver. They never run to the casualty. They always park their vehicle and they walk slowly. Even if somebody's lying, or a number of bodies are lying on the floor, and it looks like some of them may be, you know, on their last legs, they always walk up so that they just let some of the adrenaline dissipate. But the hard thing is to do that in politics, because the currency is not walking from the ambulance to the scene. It's gossip. It's information. It's hearsay. And you've got the telly on there saying there's a whole load of cabinet ministers queuing to come into number 10 to tell Boris he should go. That's not good. That doesn't make you feel good inside. But some of them were coming in to say, I'm with you till the end. But, you know, they're not going to get into the room necessarily at that point. Funny enough, when I was there was one guy who was extremely loyal to Boris who actually wanted to go and lock the front door of number 10 so they couldn't come in. And I said, there's a name for that. It usually happens to third world countries that we dismiss as banana republics, and it's essentially called a coup.
Oh my
You know,
God.
no, we're not going to lock the doors of number 10. It obviously didn't happen, but it shows you the sort of intensity of feeling. And then there's the regrets and the recriminations, dare I say, the blame game needs to be riding high, because people are starting to think, you know, whose fault is it that we got here? You know, and different people around the table have got different views. And if only the Prime Minister had listened to me, or not listened to me, or listened to him. So, you know, it's not that you're all in it together necessarily. And then you've got the personal aspects. You know, I still remember Carrie walking into the room, you know, and there are implications for their private life. They're going to move out to their house. They're going to move out of the place where, you know, children are born and stuff. So these things are very, very real. And in that sense, I feel for Keir Starmer this weekend, because it's largely out of his hands. There's a clock ticking on a whole stream of things now that have got a life of their own. The moment you say, I will open up Pandora's box, in this case, release a whole cache of documents and records of, you know, WhatsApp conversations and stuff like that, you are entering another circle of hell, and you're getting pretty close to the inner circle of hell at that point.